So I'm dropping my son off for his mom's week. She is not answering the phone. FaceTime, phone call, text message, doorbell, at all. It's her week. I have sole legal custody. I call all the shots. She said in court this past Monday she didn't want nothing to do with him yet again for the third time in court. Fourth time to my knowledge. One of them was through text message. Yeah, I was snooping. I did. She's somewhere on the island, perhaps. Maybe she pulling, one of them stunts where she went there a month ago and now she's posting it. And legit, she's probably in the house just chilling. Not answering her phone, not fulfilling her parental obligation per court order. And so if you really don't want our son, yo, just do not come back, bro. Like, just do not. He didn't even want to get out the car. When he seen where he was at, he did not want to get out the car. He did not want to go to the door. I will not make my son do something he do not want to do. If he didn't want to be around his mother like that, that's cool. I document everything when he's of age and he's able to understand. Son, here it is. Plain and simple. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to let the evidence show you.
This is literally so many women's story, but it's unique to him. And the advice that I'm going to give him in this situation is the same that men often give women in this exact same situation. You should have picked better. You should have chosen better. You should have taken your time to vet that person. For the men who are so quick to be like, man, you can't tell me you didn't know that man wasn't this. You couldn't tell me you didn't know because the man wasn't throwing up gang signs and wearing his pants half off his butt or whatever, that he was going to make a good father. For all of the people who always say that, same. You couldn't tell me this woman that didn't really want to be with you would want to be the mother of your child. I think you're surprised that she pulled that Uno reverse on you and you weren't ready for it. First of all, you shouldn't be having these kinds of conversations in front of your son. I don't care how young he is. You shouldn't have had his unblurred face on the internet while you're telling everybody that the mother told you on more than one occasion that she wanted nothing to do with the son. The video so that we all can know the woman that you chose, or is the video so that she can eventually see it and to feel bad about it? You said that you had no choice but to stalk her and she's on some island somewhere living her best life. You want this video to go viral. You want it to get to her and you want her to feel guilty about it. That she beat you to it. Like you petitioned the court to get sole custody and you got it, but now you're upset that you got it and she doesn't show any interest in trying to also see the child. Like, I don't know what it is that's going on, but I know that posting your personal business on the internet with your child listening to every single word, whether consciously or subconsciously, he's soaking in the fact that you're having issues with the mother. Then you're going to say, he didn't even want to get out the car when we got here. I wonder why. When the daddy is saying all this in front of the child, that he can sense and feel that you don't like the mom. He can feel a shift in energy. He picks up on that. So stop having these grown conversations in front of that little boy. And let me also say this. She probably told you when she first found out that she was pregnant that she didn't want to be a mother and that she didn't want to have the baby full time. And you're just surprised that even after having had the baby and seen the baby, that she didn't change her mind. You went and got full custody. And that's probably what you said that you would do. Like, just go ahead and have the baby and I'll take the baby. And I think you're surprised that she didn't change her mind. I don't know that, but that's how it's coming across.
Bro, do you hear yourself though? You're not gonna come get them?
Okay, first of all, where are my kids at?
They in the house. Why do it matter what they have? You're not come get them.
In that case, no, I'm not coming to get them. You took me to court. You damn near made me lose my job. You took these kids out of state. You think I'm not to fucking come and get them?
But where I was gonna take? Bro, I live in Georgia. Where I was gonna take them, bro? And did you lose your job? You ain't lose your job, right?
That's what you wanted. You wanted them so bad. Have them. That's what you wanted. Now you got it.
Right. Listen. Oh my God! But when you had custody, bro, I was still there helping. I was still helping when you had custody. Can you come? I gotta work. Can you come get them?
No, I cannot. I'm on my way to Cabo.
Bro, all you listen. All you wanna do is argue, bro. That's why I went to court in the first place. It's cool. Bye, man. I can't do it, bro. Oh my God. unfit mom as fuck, bro. That's why I took the kids in the first place.
I pulled the move just like Wizard Liz and gave my son to his dad. And honestly, I wish I would have done it sooner. The whole time he was violating restraining orders, telling me he wasn't going to stop until he got primary custody, and there I was in court trying to prove that he violated restraining orders. There was a time that I was going to court every single month, mostly because he was filing. And I'm going to tell you, I wasted 3 years in litigation before I stopped and paused and thought, I'm just going to give him my child. He wants primary custody so bad, I'm going to give it to him. And at this point, I didn't have a lawyer, and I just had to take the time to think to myself, am I going to be okay with this decision? And I know for some people, you think, what about the child? How are you going to explain it to your child that you abandon your child? Spinning the narrative that a safe parent abandoned their child versus looking at wasting your time and money and energy in family court and giving the other parent what they want, those are the only two choices. Because I previously thought I was having a child with somebody who actually cared about the best interest of a child. And then I realized this person is consistently blocking supportive services. The court's not getting it. The dad doesn't want to agree to anything. Here, you should just have primary decision making. You can care for our child. You can do everything. And let me tell you, this man lasted 10 days, and that was something that I didn't expect him to do. Him and his attorney, who had been by his side since day one, filed an emergency filing to force me back into 50-50. But to go from, he just had to have primary custody, and I'm so crazy, I need a psych eval, and I'm an unsafe parent and unfit, to now he is the one filing to force me to have just as much unsupervised parenting time as he has. Very interesting choice, but he paid for that, not me. Now, I want to make it clear, because every time I talk about this, people say, bad advice, stop telling people to do this. I'm not telling anybody to do this. I am telling you what I did and what happened in my specific situation.
Yo, good morning, man. Look, I want to clear up a misconception that a lot of people seem to feel like men who don't have custody of their kids or don't have their children full time, you hear me, is out here living some kind of dream or living some kind of, vacation or something like that, you hear me? Just as much as you feel like it's a burden on you to always have to be on call, and I understand that the women ain't on call because you right there with the child. But as a man and as a real father, and I think I could speak for a lot of men out here, imagine not being able to know what's going on with your child. Imagine not being able to protect your child. Imagine not knowing who's around your child or whatever. Man, that's torturous, you heard me? That's just as mentally burdening as you having a child every day, you hear me? But y'all rather sacrifice that for the financial gain, you hear me? Why not give the man the child? Let him take care of the child, split that up. So don't stop thinking that the man is over there just living a life, and you know what I'm saying? Of course he's child free. Oh, he's child free. You don't have the burden of this. Well, give him the child. But y'all don't want to do that, you remember? Because then we already, like I said, that's another conversation. But at the end of the day, man, stop this misconception of thinking that a person that's without something is living a dream or whatever. Because real fathers that want to be in their child's life, that's a nightmare. Not knowing what's going on, not being able to protect your children, and they not being in the same room that you in, on the same roof that you under. You hear me? That's not what's happening. You hear me? So y'all stop thinking that real fathers out here living some type of vacation, because we not. Mentally up here, not knowing what's happening with your children, you heard me, is not what's happening. Y'all have a good one.
No, when I say I have full custody of my daughter, that means I am pretty much solely responsible for everything day to day when it comes to her. Let me see. There she is, about to go to school. I take her to school every single day. Her mom has never been to her school. Taking nothing away from her mom either. Like, her mom did try to keep me from her, and I took her to court, and it took years, and I did get custody. But this is what I wanted. This is what I chose. And I say all that to say this. I understand I miss out on a lot. I understand that even in some aspects, I hinder myself for the growth and the betterment of my daughter, and I'm okay with that. But like, I'm a full-time dad, bro, so like, I don't be having a lot of free time between my businesses and my kid. Like, I take her to her doctor's appointments, I take her to school, I do everything, and I'm happy to do everything. I'm not complaining, but just, It's a difference.
My daughter's mum texted me this morning. Can you make sure her hair is washed and blow dried before you drop her off? Let's talk about mental load. We share 50-50 custody. We've just finished Dad Week's Friday today, swap over day. Mum is taking her to Liverpool for the weekend. She's got family up there. They're going to visit. She likes to travel overnight to avoid the traffic, so they'll be leaving late night, early morning. So Mum's going to have to finish work, fill the car up with fuel, check the tyres and the oil, go home, get herself showered, get packed for her, pack my daughter's stuff, sort out dinner at some point. She likes to make sure that all her housework's done before she goes away. She hates coming home to a pile of laundry and washing up, so she'll be doing all of her housework tonight as well. So the least I can do is make sure that my daughter's clean when she arrives. But I'm having a pretty quiet day. I can definitely do more to help. Made sure my daughter's phone was fully charged, so they've got the highest possible chance of keeping some charge in it for the journey. My daughter's at that age now, she's sort of discovering her own style. She's only got a couple of outfits that she will reliably wear, so I made sure that any clothes at mine that she likes have gone to her mum's. Took my daughter to the shop to get what they call car snacks for the journey. While I was there, got a ready meal so that mum doesn't have to think about cooking for her later. Phoned mum, see if she wanted any snacks for the car. Offered to get her a ready meal as well, so that she can have a quick, easy dinner in between all the other stuff. You know, it's just a little bit of extra thought and effort, and it makes her whole night a hell of a lot easier before she goes away.
Just when I thought things couldn't get worse between my ex-husband and I, it actually did. And he showed me a level to him and a side to him that I've never, ever experienced before. So early last week, he told me that now that he is caring for the boys full-time while I prepare to move, he obviously stopped the child maintenance payments to me, which is what we had agreed. I didn't want to be in receipt of anything because I don't have the children, and that money was court ordered at the time of our divorce for our boys' activities. So their extracurricular activities, their breakfast club, after school club, tutoring, athletics, football, you name it, they do it, and that's what that money was for. So it's not a substantial amount, but it was in line with his salary at the time, and it was enough to cover those outgoings. It didn't cover their accommodation, it didn't cover their food, none of those things. So obviously, as they are no longer in my full-time care, that money was to stop. Absolutely, no questions asked. Now, he was saying that not only is that money stopped, he took the car that he had previously got for me away. Again, that's totally fine. I'm leaving the country. You don't owe me anything like that. That car was to make taking the kids from A to B easier. Totally fine. Here's the bit that threw me. He is saying that I need to pay him child maintenance. So I need to pay him child support, he said. And I was like, sorry, what exactly do you mean? He literally repeated himself and said that now that he has the boys, I have to pay him child support. Now, mind you, I have been self-employed for over a year, and you know what it's like when you're starting a business. It's not like I have the financial securities or the financial pulling power as I did while I was an EA. So I'm like, where exactly do you think I'm going to get money from to pay you? Anyway, I thought that he was going to simmer down and he was just like bluffing, or maybe he was angry. Lo and behold, I received an email this week from a mediation service saying that he has instructed them to start mediation with me. I would have to cover all of my costs, and they were inviting me to a meeting with them. I declined it because I'm not mediating over me paying you child maintenance. When I paid for our whole divorce, and anything that you paid to me has now been stopped because it was for the kids and I don't have the kids. Guys, can you explain to me, like the men of this generation? I have not heard anything like this before. My dad, who I've had to loop into it, was like, just ignore him. This is illegal. Men can't get money off women. That's literally what my dad thought.